Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books and beyond. I'm your host. I'm Renee, co-host Raina. Snack of the day today are milk bone minis. And I want to say happy Tag Tuesday to you. Happy Taco Tuesday. I have two tags to do for you today. And the first one is called the Coffee and Books tag. And unfortunately, I'm not really sure of the originator of this tag. However, I'll let you know what I know. And if anyone is aware of who the creator is, then just let me know in the comments and I will go ahead and update my description box. So apparently this was seen first on the Forgetful Scholar channel, and I was tagged by Michelle at Literary Me. So now with both these channels, they are fairly new. In fact, I wasn't even subscribed to the Forgetful Scholar. So, I'm always glad to find a new channel. But I will have definitely links in the description. And I'd say that, please check them out and show them some love when you have a chance. So the first prompt is black coffee. And it says, name a series that is tough to get into, but has hardcore fans. Okay, well, the first thing that I thought of when it was hardcore fans was the Lord of the Rings trilogy, starting with actually the prequel, The Hobbit, and then all the others that go with it. And, there's books of characters and other kinds of things about Middle Earth that, you can be immersed in a whole new world with this. I read it many, many years ago, probably close to 50 years ago. I have not read it since, but at some point, yeah, I would really like to do that because I remember enjoying it. So, yeah. So I'm not sure necessarily that it's so tough to get into, but I think it is the kind of thing where, you either love it or you don't. And it is a commitment, either way to read all four. And then, like I say, all the companion, books, from J.R.R. Tolkien. So, yeah, I'd say it was a challenge for that reason. So number 2 is Peppermint Mocha. Name a book that gets more popular during the winter or a festive time of year. So for me, that would be the Andy Carpenter series by David Rosenfeld. He writes a lot of holiday ones, featuring, all different breeds of dogs, actually. And I usually enjoy reading at least one at Christmas time. So, the covers are adorable and very colorful. And I've gotten several of my neighbors into the series as well. So, yeah, it's just a fun series. Number 3 is Hot Chocolate. And it says, what is your favorite children's book? So I've showed this before on my channel. I'm going to show it again. The Adventures of Pippi Longstocking. And this has 3 different books in it. Pippi Longstocking, Pippi Goes on Board, and Pippi in the South Seas. So yeah, I just love Pippi Longstocking. I think she's the greatest character. There's a picture of her. That's awesome. So yeah, I enjoy sometimes reading a little bit of this still, I must say, even as an adult. It's just fun. But I did discover that there is a book by Stephen King. I think it just came out recently, and it is for children. It's an adaptation of Hansel and Gretel. And I just want to read a little bit of the synopsis just briefly. It says, the haunting tale of 2 brave children lost in a dark and dangerous forest, reimagined by literary legends Stephen King and Maurice Sendak, who is the author of Where the Wild Things Are, in an all-new picture book. So, yeah, I think the 2 of them would just make an awesome book together. And, yeah, I may need to rethink my favorite children's book because that one just sounds too good. I had to mention it. So number 4 is a double shot of espresso. Name a book that kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. Well, that one was a pretty easy prompt for me. And again, I've mentioned this before on my channel, but Alex North is an author I discovered this year, The Man Made of Smoke. And by the final chapters of this, I mean, I was breathless, really. It's frightening, it's creepy, it's suspenseful. It's a great book. And I also read his Whisper Man, which is also a winner. Same reason. It just, keeps you on the edge of your seat. So, yeah, great author to discover. So I'm not sure. I think I got lost on my numbers just now. Hold on. I think I'm actually on number 5. Okay, number 5 is Starbucks. Name a book you see everywhere. So for that one, excuse me, I'm going to choose Never Flinch by Stephen King. Now, I didn't particularly like it. It's definitely, in my opinion, not one of his best. So, I don't know if that means it's staying behind on the shelves a little bit, but anyway, I see it everywhere I go. Walmart, Sam's Club, you name it. I got mine from Sam's Club, but yeah, I've seen it all over the place recently. And it just reminds me, oh yeah, that was the book I wasn't too crazy about. The next prompt, which I believe would be number 6, is That Hipster Coffee Shop. And it says, give a book by an indie author a shout out. Okay, well, I would name Bad Girl Pie by Marilyn Horowitz. I read this, I think it was in July. I did a full review on my channel, which I will link below. I made one of the recipes from the back. It was a fun video to make, and this is a fun book. I enjoyed this read quite a bit. And full disclosure, I did receive a complimentary copy to review, just so you knows. But yeah, it was a fun book. Next is, I guess this would be prompt number 7, I think. It says, oops, I accidentally got decaf. Well, I only drink decaf, so it wouldn't be an oops for me, but it says, name a book you were expecting more from. And so, yeah, that came to mind pretty quickly too, unfortunately. 6 Days in Bombay by Alka Joshi. It just didn't leave an impression on me, I'll say. I did a full review of this as well because it was a book of the month choice. So I'll link that below, but yeah, I can honestly say I expected more. It was in April. That was a book of the month for April. So next is The Perfect Blend. Name a book or series that was both bitter and sweet, but ultimately satisfying. So I have a good one for that. The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters. This is got that sweet and bitter combination, just like berries themselves. This book is very emotional, and it's just the perfect blend of like a mystery, sadness, but there is also in the book a lot of happiness and joy, a lot of great relationships between the characters. You'll definitely ride a roller coaster with this one. I could just as easily have said the Beartown series. It's kind of the same way. It's just a roller coaster of emotions. And, I'm finishing up actually the winners now. And I have to say, Frederick Bachman does it again. So next is prompt number 9. It says An Irish Pub Song by the Rumjacks, a book that is misunderstood. I have just the thing. Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Now, there are some people that you can mention this to who are charmed by the possibility of reading a book with an octopus as a character, and then there's the rest of the population. I've mentioned this to so many people who look at me like maybe I'm an octopus when I talk about this book. It's like, don't you get it? It's a story. It's fiction. Anything can happen. Animals do influence our lives every day. Right, Raina? That's right. And no, it's not about an octopus. The octopus is a character, and his name is Marcellus, and he's very caring and he's very sensitive, and he gets involved in people's lives. Did you not watch Finding Nemo? Did you not learn anything from it? I love the book, but I guess it just is a book that's not for everybody. And I think part of the reason why, though, is that it truly is misunderstood. People think they don't want to read something about an octopus, but that's really not true. So next is the prompt to tag some folks, and I will do that in the description below. I want to thank Michelle at Literary Me for tagging me. And next up, I have another original tag. And in this one, I was tagged by its creator, and that is Lectin of Reading from the Depths. And what I notice about Lectin's channel is that he is just over 900 subscribers. So getting ready to get to his first 1,000, and that's really special. So if you haven't been over to his channel, please take a look. I will definitely link it in the description below. And this is his tag, the Perfection of Reading book tag. So it says the Tibetan Buddhist instruction to live a meaningful life is to try to live the life of a bodhisattva. I hope I said that right. A person or being who is totally dedicated their lives to benefiting others. The 6 perfections, known as the paramitas in Sanskrit, are 6 types of enlightened activity that make up the bodhisattva's conduct, which ordinary people are encouraged to try and realize in their own lives. This original book tag is celebrating those 6 and exploring how they might be reflected in our reading lives. So here are the prompts, and it says, in addition to answering each prompt, please recommend a book that you feel embodies that particular perfection as you understand it. It is okay if it is the same as your answer to the prompt. So, okay, let's go with this. Number 1, the perfection of generosity. What is an experience of either book gifting or book receiving that was meaningful or memorable to you? So I'm going to say that just recently, when I donated a box of 12 books to the Operation Paperback organization. This organization puts books in the hands of veterans, military personnel, and their families. So we're having a community yard sale here this week, and I'm going to see if I can get some more books to send to Operation Paperback. So next time I box up a group of books to go ahead and send, I'll record it and make a video vlog out of it so that you can see what the process is. So yeah, Operation Paperback. So prompt number 2 is the perfection of ethical discipline. And it says, what are your best and worst reading habits? Well, my best reading habit, I think, is just basically that I am disciplined to read. I do it just about every day. It's a lifelong habit that, now that I have more time for it, of course, it's a more steady thing. But, and of course I want to read for my channel and that kind of thing. But I've been, a dedicated reader, I would say, lifelong. My worst reading habit is snacking when I read. I try to eat like plain popcorn or cut up an apple or like some fresh vegetables or something like that. But, I would prefer to eat candy or nuts or cheese or crackers or pretzels. just any kind of junk food. But yeah, I have to learn the discipline of that. But yeah, that's probably my worst reading habit. Number 3 is the perfection of patience. And it says, what is a book that you anxiously waited for, and did it live up to the expectations you set for it? Okay, well, we're gonna review. No. Number 5, the perfection of concentration. What do you do, if anything, to get in a reading zone? And what is your ideal reading environment? Well, I usually don't have to get in a reading zone, but I kind of wait until I've got like other things that are out of the way, like, any errands that I need to do, any online errands that I need to do, a video that I need to make, those kinds of things. My daily routine, my exercise, maybe I'll get all of that out of the way, and then it's time to read. So, I like to have a lot of light with as much natural light as possible. I really need it for my eyes these days. So yeah. And I have 2 areas in my home actually now that are set up for reading, with a good lamp and a nice, side table. Also, I try to read outside whenever possible, the front porch or the back patio, depending on the light, the temperature, whatever. But yeah, I'd say those places, and those are the kinds of things that I take into account. So number 6 is the perfection of wisdom. What is a book where you learn something, especially something unexpected, whether profound or mundane? So I'm going to say that really almost any book, almost any story, whether it's fictional or nonfiction, usually will remind me not to take things for granted. Most stories remind me that I'm blessed and lucky to have what I have. And that's not just material comforts, but, my health, my relationship, my pet, my family. It's not something to take for granted, because not everyone has that. And things, can be taken from you very quickly as well. Nothing is promised, nor is it promised forever. So cherish it now, appreciate it now. And a lot of times the stories that I read will remind me of that. So a book that embodies, now I'm going to go back to that beginning part and say a book that embodies the concept of living a life that benefits others. I think that's basically what we're talking about here. And for that, I'm going to say Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. I really love this book. This is about the Jewish population of Denmark during the 1940s, and they were smuggled over to Sweden, where they could be kept safe from the Nazi soldiers. And I think it shows courage, ingenuity, dedication, and putting what's best for the community and others above, what you may want at that moment for yourself. So, a great book with a great message for kids. It is written for middle grade, I guess, young adult. So that is the 2 book tags for Tag Tuesday. I want to say thank you to Lectin for that original tag. And when you do a Lectin tag that you're going to think, and that's okay. That's a good thing. So please remember to like and subscribe, and visit the channels that I had mentioned earlier when you get a chance. And we'll do one more snack for the road. Take care, and thanks for watching.